last year, I did a video about the fastest and easiest way to relocate to the UK in 2022. At the time, I mentioned that the easiest and the fastest way to relocate to the UK was to come as a care assistant or as a senior care assistant or as a domiciliary care worker or a support worker, etc., etc. And I did that video. I did similar videos, and that was a blessing to so many people. As a matter of fact, that is one thing that grew my channel. Many families were able to relocate to the UK through that video that I did and other similar videos. It was a blessing to so many people.
You know, you're one of the person who gave us information that helped and my family to relocate to the UK this October, and we are here.
Till date, I keep getting testimonies from that video. That to me was the easiest way to relocate to the UK last year, okay? However, coming to the UK as a care assistant or as a senior care assistant in 2023 is no more the easiest way. In fact, now it is one of the most difficult, the most stressful, the most expensive way to relocate to the UK. People are charging £10,000 before they give you COS. Now, the last person I spoke to that was successful, this person said she applied to over 400 job vacancies before finally getting one response from one employer. It's like these days, it's become extremely tough to come through that means, okay? So that is no more the easiest and fastest way. In 2023, there's another way to come to the UK that to me is one of the easiest and the fastest way to relocate to the UK, and that is what I'll be sharing in today's video. Whether you have a bachelor's degree or not, okay, there's something for you in today's video. I'll show you how you can come to the UK through this route that I think or I believe is the easiest and the fastest way to relocate to the UK in 2023. So if you're interested, stay tuned, okay? Said it before. Hey, stop that. Hi, my name is Nanelle Griselda. Yes, welcome to my channel. On my channel, I talk about how to relocate to the UK. I talk about nursing. I talk about opportunities for people to relocate to the UK. And I talk about life in the UK as an immigrant in general. So if these are topics that interest you, please consider subscribing. Let me say that this video is proudly sponsored by Lemonade Finance. So Lemonade Finance is a money transfer app that you can use to transfer money from the UK, Canada, and the US to 10 different African countries. You can send money from the UK, Canada, and US to Kenya, to Ghana, to Rwanda, to Nigeria, to Tanzania, to Senegal, to Cameroon, Rwanda, at no transfer charge at all. And if you're already on Lemonade Finance, you know they have the best rate on the market. Nobody beats them when it comes to their rate. And the amazing thing is when you use the code Nanelle to make your first transfer above £100, you get 10% of the money you're transferring back. Okay, so when you send £100, you get £10 back. When you send £200, you get £20 back. Ever since I discovered the Lemonade Finance, that's what I have been using. That's what all my friends have been using. They are very reliable. They are very convenient. Okay, I recommend Lemonade Finance to everybody in the UK, US, or Canada would like to send money to Africa, to any of these 10 African countries. Okay, I'll leave links in the description so you can easily download it and make your first transfer now. Okay, thank you so much, Lemonade Finance, for sponsoring today's video. So in 2023, some of you may know this already, I believe that the fastest and the easiest way to relocate to the UK is to come as a teacher. Yes. Okay, so anytime the UK makes changes, they make things easier for people to relocate to the UK through a particular route or through a particular profession, that means that they are massively short in that area. Okay, they introduced this care assistant blah blah into the shortage occupation list because they were massively short. They needed people to come and work as care assistants in the UK. Okay, now yes, it looks like it's the same for teachers as well. They need teachers, they need you. So now they're making things easier for people to relocate to the UK to teach, and I'm going to explain. So there are basically four main ways to relocate to the UK as a teacher in 2023. Whether you have a degree, whether you don't have a degree, whether you have a teacher's training qualification, whether you don't have a teacher's training qualification. I'm going to talk about all these four different routes to become a teacher in the UK, and then I'll show you what makes you eligible to apply to each of these four. Okay, so looking at yourself, okay, if you're looking at your situation, one of these ways might actually suit your situation, so you can pick the ones that suit you, one of the ways that you are eligible for, and come to the UK through this route in 2023. Okay, so the first route, which is the most expensive and one that most people might not really come through, is coming to the UK, do an undergraduate degree in teaching. Okay, so you can apply to any UK university to do a teacher training program in England. Okay, and this will take you about 3 to 4 years, and you're likely to pay about £9,000 per year. This is for those that do not have any bachelor's degree at all. Maybe you just finished high school. Okay, so if you are in the UK, maybe as a dependent, you don't have any bachelor's degree, but you have interest in teaching, this route could actually benefit you. Okay, because you're already in the UK, you're already on a dependent visa, you can work to get some some extra cash to pay your fees, blah, blah, blah. So to be able to teach in most schools in the UK, you need what we call the QTS, okay? QTS means a qualified teacher status, okay? This is very important, okay? The QTS, you hear me mentioning it quite often in this video, the QTS. So when you finish this undergraduate program, you'll be awarded this qualified teacher status so that you can apply for teaching jobs in the UK, right? So after you do this undergraduate program, you get this, and then you can now boldly apply for teacher jobs in the UK, okay? So like I said, this route might not be realistic because not everybody can pay £9,000 every year to do this program. So now let's go to the second route, okay? So the second route is getting a QTS, this same qualified teacher status, through the Teaching Regulation Agency, okay? With this second method, you're going to get the QTS through the Teaching Regulation Agency. This method is free. It's free. You don't have to pay money for it, okay? However, not everybody is eligible to apply through this route, okay? So for this route, you should be a qualified teacher in your home country. And as at now, it's only teachers from some specific countries that are eligible to apply through this route. Like I said, this route is free of charge, okay? And to be eligible, you should be a qualified teacher in your country, in any of these countries that I will list. And then you should be recognized by the Teaching Council or the body that regulates teachers in your country, okay? You should be registered by them. They should know you, right? And you should have experience as well. You should also have completed a teaching qualification in your home country, okay? So you should have gone to teacher training, and then you should have a bachelor's degree, and your bachelor's degree should be at the same standard as the UK's bachelor's degree. Don't let this part scare you, okay? Because most bachelor's degrees across the world, most are at the same level of the UK's bachelor's degree. As a matter of fact, there's somebody from Africa whose bachelor's degree apparently was even higher than the UK's bachelor's degree. So they'll let you submit your transcripts and then your certificates and some other things to ENIC. They'll compare your degree and then the courses that you did to the UK degree to see if you're at the same level. If they are at the same level and then you meet all these other things that I've mentioned, you qualify to apply for this QTS through the Teaching Regulation Agency in the UK. But you can only do that starting from 1st February 2023. So that's some few days from now. I actually tried to apply just to see how it will be like, but this is the message I got. You are not eligible to apply for qualified teacher status in England. If you are recognized as a teacher in Ghana, you are not currently eligible to use this service. However, the regulations are changing, which means you'll be eligible to use this service from 1st February 2023. Okay, so get things ready. Get everything ready. Get your CV ready. Get everything ready. Transcript, your certificates and everything ready for 1st February 2023 when you can start to use this service, okay? The countries that can use this method, the free method, that is getting the qualified teacher status from the Teaching Regulation Agency, are already Australia, Canada, other European Union countries, Gibraltar, New Zealand, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Switzerland, and the USA could already use this method. But from 1st February, they've added Ghana, they've added Hong Kong, they've added India, Jamaica, Nigeria, Singapore, South Africa, Ukraine, and Zimbabwe. If your country was not mentioned, actually be alert, be on the lookout, because apparently what they are saying is that by the end of 2023, it's their intention that teachers from every country in the world will be able to apply to the Teaching Regulation Agency for QTS using this new service, okay? So they said check this page for updates about when you can apply. So I'll keep checking the page. As soon as more countries are added, I'll just come and give this information to you. But for now, from 1st February 2023, it's only the countries that have mentioned that have been added. So those countries can use this free method. This free method means you're applying for the QTS from the Teaching Regulation Agency in the UK. It's free, but you first of all have to be a qualified teacher. You first of all have to be registered in your country as a qualified teacher, be recognized by the Teaching Council in your country. You have to have an undergraduate degree that is at the same level as the UK's bachelor's degree. You have to have at least 1 year experience as well, 1 year teaching experience as well. Also, you should show that you're proficient in English, because when you come here, obviously the UK is an English speaking country and you'll be teaching in English. So you have to show this by either proving that your degree was taught in English by applying for the ECTS or the NARIC, or by writing the IELTS, okay? IELTS UKVI, okay? So basically, this is the free method, okay? And then we have the third method. The third method is applying for assessment only QTS. This one is quite expensive. This one ranges from about £1,500 to £4,000. So this is the third method. Guys, stay with me. So some people might not be eligible for the free method, but they can be eligible for this method, okay? Maybe you don't have a teaching qualification, okay? You didn't go to teacher training, but maybe after your degree, you applied for a job in some high school school in your country or some primary school in your country. So you do have teaching experience, but you don't have a teacher training certificate. You can use this method, okay? You can use this route, okay, to apply for the qualified teacher status. So for this method, you should have at least 2 years teaching experience, and you should have a bachelor's degree as well, okay? You should also be able to prove your proficiency in English. So here, what you do is that you apply to a UK government approved teacher training provider in England, okay? So they'll do an assessment, they'll assess your qualification to see if they can give you the QTS, okay? So depending on the provider you go to, that's how come the price ranges, whether from 1,500 to 4,000 pounds, okay? You don't have to be in the UK to apply for this method. You don't have to be in the UK. You can apply for the assessments from your home country. Remember, you have to have had 2 years working experience as a teacher. You should have a bachelor's degree. You should have English language score in your GCSEs. That's equivalent to grade 4. Okay, so if you didn't write GCSEs, maybe something like your WASI, okay? They will compare your English results in your WASI to see if it's at the same level as at least grade 4 in the GCSE. They'll compare it to see. So you have to meet all these criteria before you can apply for this assessment only QTS, okay? But assessment only QTS as well, you should be able to teach children from ages 3 to 11 years, okay? You don't need to have a teaching certificate or teaching qualification in your country to apply for this method. So if you think you fit this method, you should start gathering money now. I'll leave a link in the description, okay? That will take you to the providers so you can call them, okay? You can call them and find out how much they're paying and the documents you need to submit for them to do this assessment for you, okay? The good thing about the assessment only QTS is that when you are in the process of getting the assessment only QTS, you can actually still work as a teacher in the UK for some schools. So not every school require you to have the QTS to teach, okay? So some schools will actually accept you to teach, okay? If you're a foreign applicant, if you're an overseas applicant, you can teach without the QTS for 4 years, okay? As you are teaching, within that 4-year period, you have to make sure that you get your QTS. So it's called the 4-year exemption for overseas applicants, okay? So you can actually get a job. I'll leave links to where you can get teaching jobs in the UK. I'll leave links in the description as well, so you can check on it. There's some of the vacancies or the teaching vacancies, they would ask that you have your QTS, okay? But not all of them. If you see one that does not require you to have this, you can apply for it, and then they'll get back to you, organize interview, online interview, and when you pass, if they are offering sponsorship, they can actually help you. When I checked, most of the schools that do not require you to have QTS, they are only offering visa sponsorship for people that are already in the UK as students, okay? I didn't find a lot that were offering for people that are overseas, but you can still try and then, give it a try. But as you are doing that, you should also look at the other routes as well. You should be already applying to do your assessment only QTS, or you should be doing this next one that I'm going to talk about. Now, the final or the fourth method, the method that I like so much, is the IQTS route, okay? IQTS means International Qualified Teacher Status, okay? So this one as well, you don't need to be in the UK, but it is the most expensive. But if you are serious and you want to move to the UK, I think you should go for this route, okay? So for this one, you don't need to have experience, teaching experience. You don't need to have a teaching qualification in your home country. You don't need to be in the UK. You don't need to be registered with the teaching council in your country. You don't need all of that. So if you don't meet the eligibility for all these other 3 routes that I mentioned, this is the one for you, okay? Maybe you have some experience in teaching, but it's not good enough, and I don't think you can even use it to apply through the other methods that I mentioned. This is the route that you should go, okay? This one as well, you should have at least a degree. You should have a bachelor's degree, whether in your country or wherever. Number 2 is you should show that you're proficient in English, right? So you should have an IELTS UKVI of at least 6.5, okay? And I'm sure this is going to be IELTS academic, okay? IELTS academic UKVI. And then you should also have a GCSE of English and Maths at a standard of grade 4, okay? So if you did not write GCSEs, maybe your WASI or whatever exams that you write, high school exams, when they compare the grade you got to the UK grade, you should have gotten like around grade 4, okay? And then when you meet this criteria, then you can come with this method. So this one, it leads to the automatic award of the QTS. Yes. So what they do is that, okay, is a teaching program, okay? So they're going to train you, okay? It's remote. You don't have to be in the UK. So there's about 6 different schools that do this, okay? I think there's University of Sunderland and some other schools. I'll list them here. And then you apply to them for the IQTS, okay? It leads to the automatic award of the QTS after the program. So I think University of Sunderland, for instance, the program is about 9 months, okay? And it was about £9,000. However, every provider is different. But when I checked University of Sunderland, and it was about £9,000 for the whole entire program. And it was about, I think 9 months, but it's usually between 9 months and a year. When you finish this, like they'll be training you online, okay? When you finish this program, they will assess you and then they will automatically award you the QTS. And this QTS IQTS is what you need to be able to apply for teaching jobs across the UK. It's like when you have it, you are recognized as a qualified teacher in the UK to be able to teach in the UK. Okay, so it's just a short 9 months or 1 year program after which you get this, and you don't have to be in the UK to do this program. You can do it online. So if you are desperate to come to the UK, instead of paying connection month £10,000, you want to come through a legit means, you are interested in teaching, I think this is the best pathway for you. Come here legitimately, come here through legit means, come and offer genuine service to people and get paid. The good thing about this is that you are coming through the skilled worker visa route, okay? So you are going to enjoy all the skilled worker visa benefits. You can bring your spouse and your children under the age of 18 years. They usually give you a contract for 3 years. After 3 years, you renew your contract again for another 3 years. After your 5th year in the UK, you can apply for permanent residency. What permanent residency means is that you no more need an employer to reside in the UK. Your stay in the UK is no more tied to any employer. You can even decide to stop the teaching job and do whatever you please. 1 year after getting that permanent residency, you get your British passport. So it is a very great way to relocate to the UK. Instead of wasting money paying connection men and wanting illegal ways to enter the UK, this is a legit way that I think will benefit most people who are genuinely interested in coming to the UK to work. Okay, so like I said, the IQTS method, you don't need to have any teaching qualification. All you need is a bachelor's degree and an English and Maths WASI or GCSE grade 4 equivalent, and then IELTS of 6.5. Yes, it's the page on University of Sunderland. They said it's 36 weeks, the course is 36 weeks and it's distance learning, and the current fee is £9,250, and the next start date is 4th September 2023, which is too far, but I'll leave the links to the other schools that are offering this IQTS program. They are approved by the UK government to provide this IQTS program. I'll leave, I think there are about 6 universities and all. I'll leave in the description. Some might start in August, some might even start in February. So you have to be fast, okay, and check the website, check how much it costs, and start the application process as soon as possible. It's automatic. After the program, you're automatically awarded a QTS to be able to teach in the UK. So I think it's one of the best ways to relocate to the UK. I hope if you watch me to this far, one of these routes or one of these pathways might suit your current situation, okay? I hope this was of benefit to you. Links on how to find teaching jobs in the UK will be in the description. Links on how to find if you're eligible for all the methods that I've mentioned will be in the description. Links on how to read further about all what I've mentioned will be in the description. Links to all the 6 universities that offer the IQTS will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best in your journey. Bye.